Hey, Daily Dose. Welcome back to our series, Life in the Spirit. My name is Emma Moss. I work at the San Marcos Escondido campus. And I don't know about you, but I am excited for today's dose. I am excited because I think it kind of forces us to step into the mystery of who God is. Today, we're going to be talking about operating in the spiritual gifts. And I think that a lot of us can be in different camps when it comes to the spiritual gifts. Some of us are like, yes, let's go, spiritual gifts, let's do it. I would say I'm in that camp. Some of us are like, I just don't really get it. It's kind of confusing. I don't understand. And maybe for some of us, we've been with groups or people who have used the gifts in an unhealthy way. And so there's kind of this like fear and uncomfortability there. My heart for today is that we would genuinely just see what God's heart is for the spiritual gifts because they are beautiful. And I would say they are necessary for life in the Spirit. So enough of me talking. I just want to read the word for you, okay? 1 Corinthians 12, we are going to read verses 4 through 11. What are the gifts? What are they for? What is God's heart? Here we go. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit that distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in everyone, it is the same God at work. Now, to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. That's important. To one, there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom. To another, a message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, gifts of healing by that one Spirit. To another, miraculous powers. To another, prophecy. To another, distinguishing between spirits. To another, speaking in different kinds of tongues. And still to another, the interpretation of tongues. All these are the works of one and the same Spirit, and He distributes them to each one just as He determines. So there are a lot of different spiritual gifts, right? There are a lot of really amazing gifts, but here's what I think is so important for us to know. One, what are they for? The common good. The gifts are not for us to indulge and feel special, which is why I think some people have misused them because they're awe-inspiring and some of them are just mysterious. And it's like, whoa, that's so crazy. It's not about us. He says it is about common good. That means building up the church. The spiritual gifts were intended for us to use to build up our brothers and sisters. Later, he literally says that tongues is the only gift that is used to build ourselves up. The only one. All of the other ones are to build up and encourage our brothers and sisters, which is why it's so beautiful. And here's the other thing. It doesn't come from human striving. It comes from God Himself. And that is something that is so important for us as we dive into spiritual gifts. And here's something that I also kind of want to point out is a lot of us actually use the spiritual gifts more than we think, and we just don't name them. When you're praying over someone and you don't know what's going on in their life, but your prayer speaks intimately to what that person is going through, that's prophetic. When your kid wakes up and has a nightmare and you walk in that room and you just feel a spirit of fear, that's distinguishing between spirits. That's discernment. We use spiritual gifts all the time. And we don't have to be afraid because it is our loving God who distributes them for one purpose and one purpose only, which is to build up the church. And so I kind of want to put this into practice for us, an easy way that we can kind of grab hold of this and put it to use today, like now. If it is for building up the church, and later in 1 Corinthians 14, Paul actually says we should eagerly desire the gifts. That means we should eagerly desire to build up our brothers and sisters. And so here's just an easy way to maybe practice this with your life group. My fiance and I, we did a Bible study a while ago, and something that we would do frequently is at the end of our meeting, we would sit and all of us would individually just spend like a minute or two in prayer, specifically asking for an encouragement for someone. And you want to know what? Every single person got an encouragement for someone in that group. And there were times where the Holy Spirit would just take over and there would just be prophetic word after prayer after healing, all because we opened up space to maybe be like, okay, I don't know what's going on. This is mystery. This is uncomfortable, but God, I trust you. and opening up to be able to encourage our brothers and sisters. So that's my challenge for you this week. In your life groups, make space to encourage one another and listen to what the Spirit is trying to reveal to you. I hope this encourages you. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for this Daily Dose. We would love to be able to hear other topics you would like us to cover. Put them in the comments below. And remember, like and subscribe.